Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video I'm gonna tell you how I make my levels usually, and I'm gonna be trying to make a really simple level here, and I'm gonna try to like keep every detail and everything really simple. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna be nice. The first thing I make here is to change the background color. As you can see, I change it from blue to purple, and after I make a really simple gameplay, like just some cube jumps so we have something to actually decorate, you can just start decorating. And in my decorations I usually start by making the block design. It's optional, like you can start by making the background, maybe even the air deco. I don't know, that's your preference, but I like to start from the block designs because I always decorate it like that, so yeah. And the first thing I make is a structure, as you can see here. This is a basic structure so we can put details inside it later, but what I usually like to do is to change the color of the lines of these structures. And this time I'll just make the lines to be the same color as the background, but a little bit brighter, because I don't know, I think this is gonna look cool like that. But you can make your lines whatever color you want, as long as it's like not a weird ass color combination. And then I add these like corner pieces details around the block because I really like adding them, because I think they give a more good shape to the block. I don't know how to explain it, but it's good. And now after making the outlines of the block, it's time to make the details inside of the block design, and for that I'd recommend that you practice it first. Like, adding details to the block is by far, for me at least, one of the hardest parts of the process of making a block design, and it can be really frustrating and time consuming. So yeah, you shouldn't just go and spam a lot of random generic 2.1 details inside your block design and try to make a completely random ass, completely disorganized structure. Just have a vision and try to go for it. Like, just know what you are trying to do and try to execute it the best as you can. At the beginning it's gonna be hard, but with time and a lot of practice and obviously trial and error, you're gonna be able to create that vision of what's a good and what's a bad detail for your block design. And with that, you're gonna be able to create good block designs really easily over time. Well, for my details here, I add like these grasses objects around the block, and then I add this random like brighter grass like on the top part. After adding the grasses, I add some black outlines below the lines in the block. I always like to do it because I don't know, it gives also a better shape to the block design. Like, I just make some lines, make them black, and make them under the outlines in the block, and as you can see, it looks nice. After doing the black lines, it's time to make the 3D, and for that I just add some 3D with less bright than the lines of the blocks, because I think that gives the block a nice contrast. Then I add some grasses objects for the base, and then I just copy and paste the 3D lines and put them down and behind the other lines, because that gives like a better shape to the block again. And I also add these green lines on the 3D because I think it looks pretty nice. I do that to every block design, so I'm kinda used to making that at this point. If you wanna do it, feel free to do it, it looks nice. And then I add some like lines under the grass objects because it was kinda empty inside. Like, at the beginning I didn't even know if these lines would even look good in this block, but I just went ahead, tried, and it worked, in my opinion, obviously. And you should probably do the same whenever you're making a block design, just like try everything. Then I make spikes, and the first thing I made to make this spike was to copy and paste it, and I made its object line black, so it looks like this spike has a black outline, as you can see here. And then I just add a purple grass object inside the spike, just like that, just to fit to the decoration of the block. And then I just spam more spikes inside it. That's pretty much what I always do for my spikes, and yeah. And I decided to add some glow in the spikes, and for that I just add a glow object, and then I click this button called next free, so you go to the next free color, and then I make the color purple, and I activate this blending option so the glow looks better overall. Like, you should always use this blending option if you put glow in your level, but only when you want your glow to actually be bright, because this is the difference between a glow with blending and without blending, so always keep that in mind. But also keep in mind to reduce the brightness of your glow, like don't make it eye blinding just like my old levels. And then I add some glow on the block design, like some really low bright glow on the top part of it, and I thought it would look cool if I made the glow green, and it did look nice, so I decided to keep it like that. I decided to add some black glow in the bottom part of the block design, as you can see there, and I like to do it because it always gives the block a better contrast. And then I add some fake spikes on the top part of the block design, just like that, and I made some of them green also, just to fit to the colors of the block. And the first block is done. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Not really the best block I made. Actually, it's like one of my worst, but I still think it's pretty good. Then I just decided to make more blocks, so I just copy and paste the details on the blocks to make these like smaller structures. And yeah, that's basically it. It's not that deep. I just make it really fast. And after copy and pasting a lot of block designs, it was time to make the air deco. And the tip to make air deco is just make sure to make it bright and make sure that the player can see it and actually think that it is an air decoration and not a random detail that you just threw in the level for no reason. Just make some spikes like as air decoration. I just copy and paste spikes and make some stars just like that. Like I really don't use my brain, I just make them. Like I just thought it would look nice and I make them. And then for the air deco, I just add some like arrows and I make like a black arrow in the middle and add some low bright glow with blending on them just like that. And yeah, I just spam it around the part. And then I add some like diamond shapes air decoration as well, just like that. I just spam these diamond objects and one inside of each other and I add them around. Not that complicated to make air deco, it's really easy and I finished that in like 30 seconds. And then I tried to make like some saws around the part. And for the saws, I really don't have any special tips or anything like that. You just literally make it and try to make it look good as best as you can. You already know the deal. Just copied the grass objects I put in the blocks and make like a circle with them. And then I add a saw behind it just like that. And then I just change its color and I copy and paste it and reduce its scaling and I increase its Z order just like that. So yeah, very quickly we have another saw. And then as you can see, it's already looking like a jump dash level. So yeah, that's the goal we wanted to reach, I guess. Well, now I try to make like a background and for that I use this like gear air decoration and I just scaled it up. And I mean, it looked pretty bad, honestly, but I decided to remake that later because I had no idea of what else to make, so I just like kept it like that for a while. Bro, there's a freaking airplane flying right now above the sky. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to leave. Alright, thanks. Now I decided to add some poses in this part because it was way too static. And if you know my decorations, you know that poses are one of the main aspects of them. Jokes aside, I always recommend adding poses in your parts. You can unironically save them. I just place a pose trigger on the screen, put it on the color channels that we are using, and then I just make it pose brighter. Like I just make the colors on the poses brighter than the actual colors in the level. If you did everything correctly, this is how your pose should look like. And after it, you can just spam how many poses you want. Just make sure to not overdo them, just like what I do. And then I add some like glow lasers on the blocks just like that because I thought it would make up for like a nice air decoration as well. And these glow lasers are literally just two glow objects put slightly together with blending just like that. It's not really hard to make it. Now I decided to delete the big air deco that I put in the background because it was looking way too ugly, and instead I decided to make some blocks blending and low brightness in the background just like that. I just had some blocks with some fake spikes in it and then I copy and paste them, move them to the right and up so it creates a nice like blur effect or something, and I just add them like behind everything. Whenever you're making backgrounds, especially for like design style just like this, you shouldn't make it too bright to the point that it overtakes the decoration, but you also shouldn't make it too dark where you can't even see it. You should try to find a nice balance between both of them and create a background with a nice contrast. And that's it, I guess, bro. Like, I asked my moderator friend if this level was feature worthy and he said yeah, that he would for sure get a feature, so I think my goal was accomplished. It was pretty fun. It was a fun thing that I did for no reason. Hope it helped you somehow. If you have any like questions or anything that you want to know how to do or anything, just ask in the comments. I'll be helping everyone, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.